What happened to Fearless? Well, this video was posted 2 weeks ago from a YouTube channel called Alex, and I haven't watched it yet, but it seems to be going viral, and maybe there's some new information uncovered in this video.
Fearless was one of the most loved YouTubers ever, averaging 40 to 50 million views on every video
wild.
he posted,
40, 50
while having
million
an
views.
incredibly loyal fan base. But on the peak of this success, he left the internet without a warning or even an explanation.
3 years
what caused
ago.
a person who seemingly had it all to suddenly abandon it? But most importantly, when is Fearless coming back? Now, a lot of the videos on the topic are mostly purely speculative without any concrete info or proof. So tired of this and wanting an answer, I decided to dig on my own, looking through hundreds of videos and hours of live stream footage, sorting through rabbit holes of posts and articles, and even getting an interview with someone who knew Fearless personally. And all of this being done,
All right, this looks promising. This looks promising.
give you the truth on why Fearless disappeared. But first, what did we already know about his disappearance? Starting off by watching every single video on the
I see my face there like 3 videos in a row.
and taking into account that Fearless has over 10 million
Yeah,
subscribers,
he just kind of dipped.
this was odd to say the least. Why was that? But here is what I was able to gather from these videos. Of course, there was the obvious fact that his upload schedule had not been great to begin with him uploading an average about once every 4 to 5 months before his disappearance. But
That is
3 years
crazy.
is absolutely absurd even for him, and ironically made the death rumor seem not too extreme. That until this bit of information. You see, there were 4 things pointing towards that Fearless was still alive and even active on his
I have a theory that he 100% played during the OG Fortnite season.
First of all, a year ago he was spotted playing random duos with someone who was actually able to question Fearless on his whereabouts, which you've probably already seen, and
I have
besides,
seen this,
was
yeah.
over a year old. Secondly, Fearless's handle on his main channel was changed manually. Normally, when YouTube changes a username automatically, it has random numbers and letters as seen on Fearless's second channel. However, his main channel now has a clean customized handle, indicating he changed it himself recently. Third of all, a couple of weeks ago, Fearless was caught updating his playlist on his main channel, which he quickly privated right after. And lastly, he updated his TikTok profile picture only a few weeks ago.
I mean, he's not dead. That's for sure.
You see, a popular theory floating around regarding his disappearance was that he has simply lost interest in playing Fortnite and had quit. But was this actually true?
That had to be partially true, because part of the reason why they also stopped uploading is because he feels like the game went down a different path that he didn't like.
So the usernames in his previous videos were probably not being used, so I had to think out of the box. First, I found the most recent piece of content Fearless was in and playing Fortnite. Then I compiled all of these usernames and began searching them one by one on Fortnite Tracker. What I knew for certain was that all of these names were owned by Fearless, since he had mentioned it in a previous video. But one after the other, no account had been active, except one, Fe4r, having even played in Chapter 5. If all of the other accounts were owned by Fearless and only one was playing, I could safely conclude that it was actually Fearless. Another popular theory was that it was hard to get content on Fortnite because the game had barely any noobs left.
That was more of an issue in Chapter 2 and a little bit of Chapter 3, but I think it's not as much of an issue now. I do feel like you can still do some of the fun content that you did back then, especially with the way matchmaking works now.
Plus, Fortnite had removed a bunch of the more unusual items, which made for great content.
A lot of the content that CD and Fearless make involves them playing. And look at me, it's
with
Chunky PK.
newbie players or new players, or even running into like new players. And a lot of the content that some of these YouTubers and streamers focused on or made kind of revolved around some of the crazier items and more like out of the ordinary items, like the impulse nades.
Dude, I look like a different person there. It's kind of crazy.
Pistol, the
I look
balloons.
completely
But
different.
this theory is quickly disproven when you realize that it was said like 2 years ago when Fortnite had a huge content drought and was at an all-time low. Since then, the game has actually become better for content, with
I
a bunch
agree.
of new unusual items,
I
a bunch
agree.
of events, many noobs returning with the OG season, and many people joining Fortnite for the first time because of its recent hype, and so on and so on. But if he was still active and even playing Fortnite, with the game having the most content it has ever had, why wasn't he uploading or even updating his fans on his whereabouts?
That's the weird part to me, when someone like disappears and they don't even update the fans, like they don't say anything, like they just go completely ghost.
Fearless has 10 million subscribers, so there had to be someone who at least knew a little bit more than this. And now that I had some sort of an audience, I decided to put out a post asking if anyone knew something about the situation. So while waiting for a response, I decided to continue on my own search. And the best place to start, of course, would be Fearless's own channel. So I started from the bottom with his very first video. When Fearless initially began his channel,
Damn, bro,
he was
going
posting
deep.
COD montages. The videos were kinda but over the next
come on.
coming uploads, Fearless would
All our OG videos were kind of crappy.
improving his videos, whether that be by leveling up his editing, being more energetic and showing more personality, or even just getting better equipment to make the footage more high quality. And the views reflected this. Fearless would quickly get to 100,000 subscribers. He would continue posting his usual COD videos for a year or so, still pulling very solid views. But in 2018, things would start to take a turn, because that's when Fortnite first released. The game was getting a little bit of
2018
traction,
was
nothing crazy. But Fearless was
6
intrigued.
years ago,
COD and
guys.
Fortnite were
Over 6
similar enough
years
to the
ago.
point where Fearless could continue posting the same style of videos he had done previously, like trolling noobs. And in many aspects, Fortnite was even better than COD, because it was a lot more suited for that type of playstyle, with for example a bigger map, way more play freedom, and items like the impulse nades. So Fearless would upload a video on the game, not thinking much of it. He was enjoying it, and that's all that mattered to him. But unknowingly, he had stepped into a gold mine. Fortnite explodes in popularity, and Fearless gets picked up with this hype train. He goes from 100,000 subscribers to 500k in
Wow.
a matter of weeks. And with nothing to lose, he made more videos. Aimbot 3.0, 58 million views. Season 7 oof, 63 million views.
Those are
And
some
Aimbot
bangers
2.0,
right there.
77 million views. At the money side of things, $500,000 in a single month. Fearless
That's crazy.
had made it. The only thing left to do at that point was just continue to ride the wave. But if that was to be the case, I wouldn't be making this video. Fearless was beginning to upload less and less frequently and began showing more weird signs. The uploads were still pulling insane amounts of views, now getting him over 1 million subscribers, but something genuinely felt off. And then, on the peak of this success, literally at the point where he was pulling more views than he had ever done before, he abandoned his channel without any explanation.
Could you imagine the amount of views both C-Day and Fearless would have gotten during the OG Fortnite season? If they upload, like, if C-Day uploaded a video titled "I'm back," like on the first day of OG Fortnite coming back, that would be at 100 million views. That would be at 100 million views. There's no way it wouldn't.
3 years. That is basically the story you see on the surface. But taking a deeper look into this, there was actually a lot more to the story that didn't meet the eye. First of all, as time passed, Fearless began sounding more depressed and was showing clear signs of the same thing as well. The first evident sign of this was back in November 2020, when a fan left a comment on a TikTok video made by Fearless. So when is your next vacation? Which Fearless responded to with, "Vacation? LOL. I wish this was a vacation. If only you knew my life, bro. Hinting at the fact that there was clearly something way more serious going on behind the scenes. But the nail in the coffin, which came as a total surprise to me, was this very recent comment by Lix, a friend of Fearless, seen in many of his videos, responding to a comment under his own video. "We used to play Val together, but he stopped gaming, so rip to that." What the fuck was that supposed to mean?
He
Then
stopped
who were we
gaming.
seeing earlier playing Fortnite? Was this an attempt to steer away attention from Fearless, or was he telling the actual truth? If
Or maybe
so,
his friend
what
just doesn't
other
know that
reason
he's playing
is there to get
Fortnite.
on Fortnite during the OG season, playing squads and duos, other than to record a video?
Bro, I ran into a person during OG Fortnite that had the name Fear, and everyone was saying like it was Fearless or whatever. And he was like sniping. He was sniping. He like knocked Courage, knocked Tim, and then I killed him. Dude, could that have been him? I don't even know. That could have been him.
His last video before his disappearance was a Minecraft video. Why was that when Fearless was before only posting Fortnite content? And why is this even important in the first place? Well, as I mentioned earlier, before, Fearless was making videos because he was genuinely enjoying it. But soon, he began seeing insane view counts, of course resulting in more and bigger bread. At the same time this was happening, Fortnite's relevance was starting to decline, so Fearless began fearing that his own videos might underperform, as seen by this comment.
That is one of the tough things. Like when you have such high quality videos, like the quality that Fearless posted at and say they post that, other people don't do that. Like other YouTubers right now in Fortnite, like if you wanted to post a video like Fearless or C-Day that has just nonstop funny moments, nonstop like just really good memes and edits, it could take you like a month and you would upload like 12 videos in a year max, right? So they just like they keep pushing the bar with the views and the quality, and it it makes it harder to just continue that momentum.
The video is on a trending topic, and you can clearly tell that Fearless isn't even enjoying the game. He didn't make the video because he enjoyed it. He made it purely to sustain views. But ironically, the video still ended up underperforming by Fearless's standards. More evidence to support this claim is the secret livestream Fearless did on his second channel, which is currently unlisted. In this stream, he was playing on Chapter 2 Season 3, and it was clear that he hadn't played Fortnite in a long time.
I don't know what this is.
But the important part is how he acted during the live stream. He was unusually nervous and anxious during it. This was due to the large viewership and pressure because of his long hiatus.
How many people tuned into that stream?
And in the same live stream, he also had this to say.
You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. All right. I don't want to get into it why I haven't been uploading stuff, but it's personal. I mean, a little bit. And more. Another thing is, it just like, it doesn't matter. What matters is I'm gonna upload soon.
I remember saying he was gonna upload soon, but he never did, right?
But this is not the only reason I bring up the livestream. You see, in this livestream was the real answer to why Fearless hadn't uploaded. And it wasn't anything he said or did in it. You see, I had many times tried to reach out to Fearless's friends for a comment. People like Licks and iPuts, which were in many of his videos. But none of them ended up responding. And those were for the most part the only people on Fearless's videos to go off of. That's why when for a very brief moment, Fearless had clicked on his friends tab in the live stream, I knew I had stumbled upon a huge opportunity.
Bro,
so
added
I
everybody.
started names in the tab to see if any of them had social media accounts. And one name stood out in particular. iSharks. Very YouTubey name, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
so I searched him
it does
up,
make sense.
hoping I would find some sort of channel. But unfortunately, nothing much came up, except a Fortnite video by a completely different creator. I was kind of disappointed, but without any expectations, I decided to click on the video anyway, just to make sure. And I'm genuinely so thankful I did. Because in this video was literally almost everyone I've talked about in this video, including iSharks, iPuts, Fearless, all playing together. These videos, yeah there were multiple, completely flew under everyone's radar. Prior to this, no one had ever brought up this channel, and the most viewed video among them only had around 20,000 views. When I visited the guy's channel, I noticed he hadn't uploaded anything for over 3 years.
Around the same time as Fearless.
However, in his About Me section, he had linked his Twitter account, and to my relief, upon checking it, I found he was still active with a very recent post talking about Fearless. Yeah, I genuinely don't know how I got this lucky. But basically in this post, the guy had messaged Fearless on his Discord, which he had deleted, congratulating him on hitting 10 million subscribers. Seeing that he was still active on Twitter, I left a reply to that post. Now, returning back to Discord, I was immediately bombarded with a bunch of DMs with info and theories regarding Fearless, but probably the most convincing of them all was this theory. My theory is that Fearless hasn't uploaded in a really long time. Evidence is in the image.
Bro's a genius. Bro's a mastermind.
The stuff being sent was regurgitated information from Sunny V2's video or SypherPK's theory about Fortnite content being harder to make, further showing how little info there really was on the situation. A very interesting theory though was this post. Fearless shifted content because Fortnite died and uploads on another YouTube channel, still working on suspectable YouTube channels. Now, this theory does make
is bro just guessing, or
sense. He would be able
is
to
there another
without the
channel?
Enormous pressure of his
Is he changing his voice? Because he has a very like Fearless has a very unique, recognizable voice.
But without any evidence, this theory is mostly baseless. But if that's not real, what is? The guy had actually seen the message I sent him. I immediately accept the friend request, and confirming right away that I had the right person and that he had contact with Fearless, I start the questioning. But before that, he said this. You probably won't be happy with the answers, and will probably think I'm joking.
Okay,
and you'll realize
now
why I said that very soon. Okay, so how did you guys even meet in the first place? Well, as a kid, like I said when I was 8 to 14, I lived in this city called and that was when BO3 was really popping. And I remember playing and my friend had his mic on and I was watching a YouTube video. And I low-key thought it was hella annoying because the guy in the video kept screaming and he sounded annoying. But anyways, my friend was laughing hella hard. So I asked him who that was. And he told me it was Fearless and told me just to watch him. And later that night, I decided to. And it was the funniest ever. I couldn't stop laughing, and his name was like engraved in my brain.
This is a long paragraph.
Say his name, and I asked my friends like, how does everyone know who he is? And they told me it's a rumor that he lives in And I was like, yeah, that's hella cap. But fast forward, and I walk home from school, and I go to the bakery and I order a blueberry muffin, and the baker sounded hella familiar. And when after a couple of minutes when he gave me the blueberry muffin, I finally realized that Fearless. And I was low-key
Bro bought a blueberry muffin from Fearless.
to play BO3 and teach me sniping because I was a big noob, and he was hella shy and stuff. But then he said, okay, I'll talk to you after work. I get off in 20 minutes and we can play later. So I sat down in one of the chairs and I started eating, and I realized that this motherfucker gave me a chocolate muffin, and I was hella mad low-key. But yeah, after he got off, we sat down and we exchanged phone numbers. And
This is
eventually he
interesting. I
invited me to an
never
Xbox
knew about
party,
this.
and we started playing and becoming friends. And eventually I had to move out of due to family things. Bro, what the fuck is that? This was the most unbelievable and crazy backstory I had
Yeah, that's a while. I don't know if I believe all that.
ever heard, but he actually backed it up with proof. Here were some of his DMs with Fearless on Discord. Here was a video by Fearless where he shouted out Pigo, and here was a video where they played together.
I don't trust you. Like. You're so.
So as a follow-up, I asked them this: is this how he looks like, or is it fake? Yeah, that's real. I have other pictures, but it's not cool of me to send without permission, you know? So now you guys know this is how he looks like. Yes, the screenshots were real all this time. Moving further down in the convo, I asked him if he still had contact with Fearless, which he unfortunately didn't. But knowing Fearless previously very well, he still definitely had a lot of information. But now, for the question you've all been waiting for.
Why did he quit?
Do you have any idea why he stopped making videos? And did he completely quit YouTube forever?
Come
Or is he
on.
planning to return? And if so, when? Alright,
Before he answers, I want to say this video is really well made. Shout out to this guy. You guys should subscribe to him. I'm definitely going to subscribe. And he'll probably have 100k subs by the time you guys see this video too.
avoid any unnecessary yapping. I'll tie this last question into my own conclusion to ultimately reveal the truth. So why did Fearless disappear? You see, the more I kept digging and uncovering information on the topic, the more I started seeing a pattern, one that's extremely common in the content creation field. Fearless was a perfectionist, so he needed to exceed the quality of each new video, resulting in every video taking more effort to make than the last.
Yeah.
In turn, increasing the mental load and friction to make a video with each new upload, which as time went on, of course became bigger and bigger. He also got too attached to the numbers and became extremely anxious, as seen in the livestream. And the more views he got, the more pressure he had on him to maintain that, and the worse his perfectionism got. And when he saw that the Minecraft video underperformed, which he probably didn't even enjoy making, and did it purely to sustain views, because Fortnite was falling off back then, most likely
Bro,
coming back
chapter 2 really killed that momentum, huh? Chapter 2 Chapter 2 took away C-Day and
with
Fearless.
the personal problems that he was dealing outside of YouTube. I think it ultimately led to a breaking point for him. And unfortunately, stories like this are not unique at all. Many creators like Makiam, Buffy, Mystery Or, Kifu, and Danny, which I've even made a video about, all faced extremely similar conditions. They were all perfectionists, dealing with other problems outside of YouTube, while the burnout kept piling up. So will Fearless ever return? One thing I left out previously was that sooner or later, almost all of these creators returned. After all, they all started content creation for a reason, and the burnout they previously faced eventually wears off, leaving them with that same spark and passion that originally drove them into content creation. Combined with the fact that Fearless is playing duos and squads on the new season, and this reply from Lux to a comment from a fan, I think it's safe to say that he at some point will come back. So yeah, that is basically it. And I hate to be that guy, but I genuinely would appreciate it so much if you subscribed. I probably spent more than 200 hours making this video, with it only being my third on the channel. And I promise you, the videos are only gonna get better from here on out. Thank you for watching.
Yo, shout out to this guy. It's a really, really well made video, and he actually uncovered some actual answers, so definitely give him some love and subscribe to him. Thank you guys so much for watching. What do you guys think about Fearless? I think he'll eventually return. I'm kind of surprised he didn't return with OG Fortnite, but eventually he will make a return. Thank you guys so much for watching.